What I learned at University of Chicago was, I definitely am still deeply influenced by Chicago's kind of framework for how to think about the universe, which is going back to the Greeks and going back to kind of primary texts. I mean, I still try to go back to primary texts, even when I have an idea, I think I know about something. It's like, yeah, don't reading biographies, reading history books. Can't you get your hands on that person's actual notebooks? Can't you get your hands on the material that goes before the interpretation has come in and do your own interpretation? That's definitely guided me. Just the way Chicago, makes you think. I mean, the kind of classes you take they kind of watered down the core curriculum at Chicago, but when I was there, you had to take 2 full years of this core curriculum, and all the classes are called form, problem, event, these giant, contextualizing classes where you're reading Freud and Marx and stuff. And so it was a great, and in other words, I think I was very smart coming out of high school, but I didn't actually know anything. So Chicago was really good to giving me a rigorous philosophy and just way of thinking about the world and about history. Then I went on. Then my next stop after a while was the MFA program at Columbia, and that was the opposite. I was really like, I don't want to learn anything else. I don't want to take I don't take another literature class. I was a literature major at Chicago. I took thousands of classes. I said I want to just put all my time into writing, and that's what Columbia, of all the MFA programs, is really about. It's like, this is really a workshop fine arts program. We're not, you're not taking classes in the English department at Columbia. I said, good, that's what I want. So I just totally devoted myself to writing for 3 years, and that's what I learned there. I had been writing poems in high school. I wrote poems in college. I did a creative writing minor, which is all you could do, and I wrote a graduate thesis that was a book of poetry that won all the top prizes at Chicago. But I knew I was still learning, and it was really at Columbia that I learned, what are you really going on about? What are you doing here? How do you find your own identity as a poet, not just learn? I learned a lot of the kind of modeling and teaching practices of poetry in high school and then college. But in graduate school, I was like, but you got to be yourself. The whole point isn't to master the way a poem's supposed to be written or the way so-and-so did it. Where's your voice? How are you going to take this notion of poetry and make it unique to your world experience, your person? That's what I learned at Columbia. And that was obviously an essential thing to learn.